Humans think in stories rather than in facts, numbers, or equations, and simpler the story, the better. During the 20th century, the global elites in New York, London, Berlin, and Moscow formulated three grand stories that claimed to explain the whole past and to predict the future of the entire world: the fascist story, the communist story, and the liberal story. The fascist story explained history as a struggle among different nations and envisioned a world dominated by one human group that violently subdues all others. The communist story explained history as a struggle among different classes and envisioned a world in which all groups are united by a centralized social system that ensures equality even at the price of freedom. The liberal story explained history as a struggle between liberty and tyranny and envisioned a world in which all humans cooperate freely and peacefully with a minimum central control even at the price of some inequality. The conflict among these three stories reached its first critical peak in the Second World War, which knocked out the fascist story. From the late 1940s to the late 1980s, the world became a battleground between the two remaining stories, communism and liberalism. Then the communist story collapsed and the liberal stories were left, the dominant guide to the human past and the indispensable manual for the future of the world. Since the global financial crisis of 2008, people all over the world have become increasingly disillusioned with the liberal story. In 1939, humans were offered three global stories to choose from. In 1969, just two. In 1999, a single story seemed to prevail. In 2019, we are down to zero. To have one story is the most reassuring situation of all. Everything is perfectly clear. To be suddenly left without any story is terrifying. Nothing makes any sense.